What is Dead Game Society? It's my channel, first of all. The one thing I might want to touch on first is what exactly do we mean by dead games? Now, dead games, they kind of started out in video gaming circles as well as well-moneyed games such as Magic the Gathering or Warhammer 40K. And it's kind of spread in between those various different people who are, using those games and who like those kind of games have this kind of derogatory term, well, yeah, game has been dead. The funny thing is, that's such backward thinking. Because if you think about it, the difference between a video game, which honestly may need a server or some kind of online login to support it based on how tyrannical the developers want access to their software to be, versus a tabletop. The tabletop games, if it comes in a box and you can open the box and pull out its contents and use it without batteries, battery Janai, then we're into something there. You can't kill off these games because as long as anybody can find that game kicking around in any kind of thrift store or in a yard sale or whatnot, that game can still exist. It is just a phrase. Nothing more, which is why we use this phrase on our channel. The real question is, am I calling myself a derogatory name? Like some people might call themselves something derogatory to show they really stand out against a mainstream group. I use the term dead games because I don't care about the super commercialized games that are essentially pop culture as opposed to a fun hobby for niche play. I don't care about their definition of the phrase. When I talk about dead games, first of all, I am talking about it lovingly because I love dead games. But second of all, I do have a definition I go by. What is considered a dead game? What is not considered a dead game? So a dead game no longer in production, it's not a production run, it's no longer sold from a distributor. This is a very easy rule to go by, but it's not always consistent. For example, it may just have an old version that is so different from the new version that literally they're not the same game. There's a lot of games that the old version, especially if the game is very version-centric where you just can't play the old version for some damned reason, this qualifies. This rule literally takes place. For example, one game that I like, Legend of the Five Rings, definitely falls under this category. It has an old dead version and a new version that's not so dead. It is too rarely seen. The game just isn't commonly around. You can expect more than just dead games on this channel. We will have our dead games for sure. And that's probably going to be, I hope it's going to be most of the content I make, but we may have Schrodinger's games show up. I'm not quite sure if the game is actually dead or if it actually has seen wider play that I need to talk about. And there may just be maybe Colianth games. They're so old, they should be a dead game, but they're still alive. For example, Battletech. Plus, occasionally, if I just like it, I might play a new game. I might play a new game just because it might be dead soon. If it doesn't look like it's going to have the critical mass to beat out one of the big three, yeah, I'll touch on games like that. Like the concept of OSR. I may have OSR style content, although that does kind of poke into the big three. I'm pretty sure we could cover that too. But in any case, I just wanted to talk about the channel and say, hey, this is what I do on this channel. This is why we do what we do at Dead Game Society. It used to be a society. Technically, it's just me right now. But, I'm okay with that. Things come and go. Thank you for watching this video. This is really just the header to the channel. Go watch other videos. They're more fun than this. Thank you.